Hey guys, it is Allison from Allison Answers and Lager Counseling Services, and also from the exclusive therapeutic women's group. This week's challenge, I know I'm a few days late, but I was a little busy, like I was telling you guys. This week's challenge is about fear. Okay, but what I want you to understand, as you can see in your PDF, that we're going through every day of the week. And what you're going to identify is any particle of fear that you have. When in the Zoom call, I was explaining to you that I believe that there are two streams, core entities that produce emotion. One is love and one is fear. Fear manifests in all different ways. Fear is something that produces a lot of different types of emotion. So what I want to explain to you is that this is a foundational core emotion that we're talking about, but you're going to see it manifest in all different ways during this week. So what I want you to look at today, and then every day from now on until next Monday when you start your next emotion, I want you to consider what are the ways that fear manifests in your life. So one of the ways it manifests is through anxiety. It manifests through irritability. It manifests through a sense of urgency and rush. Think about when you're rushing in the morning. That's fear. You want to ask yourself the question, what am I afraid of? When you start to judge someone, it's usually based in fear. There's some sort of a threat when we judge someone else. There are all different types of situations that you're going to be experiencing emotionally that are actually fear and are not being identified as such. So your challenge for this week is to become very, very astute. You're going to be very, very awake and aware of how fear is manifesting itself in your life. You want to notice if you're talking about being busy, if you're talking about being stressed, if you're talking about being pissed off, if you're complaining, you want to ask yourself the question, what is it that I'm really complaining about? What is rising up inside of me that's bringing this sense of toxicity into my body? Typically, it is some form of fear. So this is what you're going to do this week, every single day. This is your challenge. You're going to identify the concerns that rise up and the different types of fear that is showing up in your life. You would be surprised because when we go through the next following weeks, we talk about guilt. We're going to talk about anger. We're going to talk about shame, but you're also going to see a very interesting factor is that fear itself produces guilt. Because when somebody's guilty, if you really think about it, what are they actually feeling? Are they afraid of something, that they've done something wrong? I don't know. We'll talk about that when we talk about guilt. But so this is what I want you to do. I'm cheering you on. We know that we're behind in our challenge, but we're never behind because I'm always going to deliver more than we lost. Okay. So I just want you to be encouraged in that. Also, I want you guys every day that you wake up to be awake and aware without judgment in the now about how fear has robbed your essence, how fear has robbed your future, how fear has robbed your identity, how fear has robbed your purpose, how fear has taken and snatched and hurt you in so many ways in your life. You want to know the answer to that, even if you can jot it down. If you notice when fear rises up, the big thing about what we do here, remember, I'm in the process of this book that basically is saying the truth is it's good enough. So because when we know the truth, nothing changes until it becomes what it is. So if you don't know that you're experiencing fear, you can't stop it. We are here to break the back of fear in our lives. We're here to break the back of the things that are directing our lives in a direction that it's not supposed to go in. Remember, you are made for greatness. Remember that circumstances cannot, unless you let them, take you down. We still have a choice about the emotional state we live in every single day. So Remember, during this week, if you're wrestling through something, like you just can't stop the anxiety or the fear or the worry, just do it a second at a time. If you have to cry through it, if you have to scream like, I'm so damn scared, I'm so damn scared, write it out. What I want you to do is I want you to, when you feel it and you can't stop it, okay? We always can stop it. But sometimes when we're at the beginning of the mountain of stuff that feels so big, it feels like you can't stop it, okay? I'm telling you, you can. Every moment that you gain a little ground, it's getting smaller, the mountain's getting smaller. I promise you it's true. I swear I've done it in my own life. Once you are used to doing this, it's just part of your life. It doesn't even, you don't even have to think about it. You're like, you know what, that sucks, that feeling. I'm not doing that today. But when it's strong, you want to see it in a valuable way. Like if a really strong emotion, a fear comes upon you, or an anxiety or an irritability, you never fight it. That's another important point. Write this down. Never, ever fight. Whatever we struggle against owns us. Don't fight your fear. No, no, no. We never fight fear. We create something new. We make all things new. Those who hear that and understand, hear me. We make things new. We don't follow the old. The old takes us off the side of the cliff. So let me get back to this. When you start to feel that, I want to talk about that rest, that kind of emotion that you just can't stop, perseverating over a worry or a concern. I want you to ask yourself the question, are you willing? First of all, are you willing to not feel it? You want to know, what is it about, thinking about, feeling about that worry? What is it about that makes me not able to let go of it? Part of it is a habit. Part of it is the neurological network that's been created around it, and you become addicted to the emotion. That's the thing that I didn't mention in the main Zoom thing, is that emotional states we become addicted to, and our bodies pull us back toward it. So if you're feeling fear and you start to gain some ground, your body is naturally, because there's receptors that have been created in order to receive the chemicals that are responsible for fear. So your body's going to say, no, 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 look at this opportunity to be afraid. Take it. Take the opportunity to be afraid. But I want you, if you're aware of this, then you're going to know, wow, I'm going through an actual withdrawal from a chemical in my body, which is identified by myself as fear. So I'm not, no matter what, I'm going to go through the withdrawal. The withdrawal might include things that tell you that you're not safe without your fear. That couldn't be a bigger lie known to man. That is an evil lie. Sorry, had to say it. It's totally an evil lie. The truth is that fear will never protect you. Wisdom will, clarity will, knowing what you're capable of and what you may not be in the moment will help you. But fear itself that makes you anxious and perseverate and worry and obsess is never, ever going to give you anything but more fear. Okay? So this is it. You're going to look at your fears and you're going to be aware of them. Then you're going to pivot moment by moment. No, I choose to reorganize this fear with goodness. What if that doesn't happen? What if something great happens? You know, Stoicism says, you know, if I'm going to, you know, I fall in the ocean and like, what if a shark eats me? You know, that's a question. Well, what if I swim to shore? Now, when you look around, it seems impossible, but what if great things happen? So I want you to change your what ifs to things that feel and seem and look impossible to you. However, what if I overcome this? What if great things are around the corner? What if I'm a badass at everything I do? What if they get home safely and they're in a great mood and they feel capable and they feel like they've done something wonderful by not being asked a million questions? I don't know, I'm thinking about kids, you know? What if we see all the goodness around us instead of the myopic perception that the media gives us, that sensationalizes fear? Our culture teaches us to be afraid. So I'm going to leave you with this. Be awake and aware in the now without judgment. Do not leave a moment of fear in your body without being aware of it. Awareness is always the beginning of change. I hope you are blessed this week. I'm going to be back on here cheering you on, okay? And I want you to really, really do not leave this challenge. This is a big one. This will change your life. I promise you. Have a great, great week. And I'll see you probably tomorrow or the next day.